Let's quickly talk about Chelsea because they're 2-0 down now. Frank Lampard apparently going mental on the touchline. 2-0. He might be the only manager. Like, he's going to take over and get defeat.
How
they should sack him like Stellini.
It's really difficult to watch that and like even why? I feel a little bit sorry for him because really and truly, he shouldn't have taken that job. He shouldn't even have the
Why
job.
did he?
I love it.
No, but, and I feel like,
but
I feel like as a legend, you whenever you're called, you turn up, and I don't think he was even ready. And
bro, it's Alan Shearer all over again. When Shearer got Newcastle relegated with 8 games to take over from an absolute shit show, he did it because he wasn't even a manager. What is this doing to Frank Lampard's career?
Yeah, but the reason he went there was because he wanted to get back in the shop window and get an actual proper.
But his career is over.
After the Everton, it's not over.
It definitely
it's
is.
Not over.
Is his Premier League career over?
If he came into Chelsea and turned around slightly, he would have ended the season on a good note and would have got a decent Premier League job.
Yeah. Is his Premier League career over?
No.
As in, does he want?
I reckon Company will go to Spurs and Lampard will go to Burnley.
It's over.
Oh my Lord.
Lampard took over Derby. Yep. A lot of people criticised him for getting the Chelsea job in the first place. It was very biased of them, in comparison to other candidates. But we understood it. He's a legend. That didn't end great, but he did have a moment where he steadied the ship through the ban for transfers, and he kept them in the Champions League, which then Tuchel was able to build off of. So I kind of feel like he did an okay job, but it was right to get rid of him. He wasn't good enough for them at the end of the day. Everton, that's been a nightmare, but Everton's always a fucking nightmare. Yeah. And Sean Dyche has gone in there and it hasn't gone up. They're still in the fucking relegation zone. So, like, it's very hard to say, is Lampard any good or terrible?
What were Chelsea trying to achieve by rehiring Frank Lampard? That's all I want to know.
They thought he studied the boat.
You sacked him. Based on what? Based on what? You sacked him because he wasn't good enough. All right? Then you bring in Tuchel, sack him, which everyone was bewildered by. Yeah. Then you bring in Potter, sack him, and then bring Lampard in to steady the ship.
Mitch,
these players don't respect Lampard. Yeah. They respect him as a player, but as a manager, they're looking at him thinking,
"What are you doing?
What are you doing? You couldn't even sort out Everton and Dele Alli and all these players. Now you're going to come here and make things work."
But Ashley Cole had the defence, I think it was the Real Madrid game in the second leg, and he had the defenders with him, and he was trying to explain to them where they needed to be and how to hold a line. And you couldn't hear anything, but you could see he looked like he was yelling into abyss.
To nothing.
That team ain't listening to those managers.
They're not listening
they don't
to
get what the owners are doing. And also, if you think about it, it's like you've come to this club and you're like, all right, I'm excited. And then you look around and think there's some good players, and you just look at the philosophy and the ownership and the leadership, and you're like, I don't know who I'm following. I don't even know who's going to be here next.
Get him out now. Get him out now. Just bring Pochettino in. Look. Next game. Just bring Pochettino in. If you want to talk about steadying the ship,
and watch them go.
Bring Pochettino in. I'm not saying they're going to fly up, but they're not going to be like getting beat 2-0 here, 3-0 here.
Tomorrow. It'll be announced tomorrow, because right now Bowley would just look at the demands of Pochettino and be like, yes. And come in tomorrow and celebrate, give Lampard a thank you at the end of the next game, and then just get a new beginning.
You do not want to bring Pochettino into a mess where you're going to finish.
It's a mess either way.
But no one's going to be upset. He just gets a free hit to the end of the season.
So let's look at the scenarios though, lads. You got one scenario where you let the season pan out. You don't want to infect Pochettino's 100%. Image with ugly performances with the state they're in right now, or the idea might be that you get him in now so that he can actually see what these lads are about under pressure, learn about them, and then make his decisions in the summer.
That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You want to have some extra, this is what I'm going to call them, extra pre-season friendlies before the pre-season friendlies.
That's what pre-season
to test
friendlies
it out.
are for,
No,
man.
you want, because this is more competitive as well. Let me just see a bit what you're about, like Brian said.
Because you bring Pochettino,
feel it out.
You bring Pochettino, you got to start on a happy note with Pochettino. You bring him in, and they lose 3 out of 5 games, which they're going to do anyway because the squad's an absolute mess and the morale's on the floor. He needs a pre-season to get all that shit results.
If he comes in for 4 or 5 games, right? How many games have they got left? 5 games or something like that?
There's more than that, yeah.
They're 5 or 6 games. Yeah. He comes in for that. Literally, the fans, the club, everyone has to go, this is just for you. Obviously, we try not to lose, but this is for you to just figure out the team. Get to grips with them, see who you like, who you don't like, so that we can prepare in the summer to move people on, keep people. I think that's the better way to do it right now. Because they're going to keep losing. They're going to keep losing with Lampard.
You would embarrass a club legend like Frank Lampard by getting rid of him after 3 games. You're not even going to give him the
Lampard was never going to be there permanently. He knows that. He just came in because he loves the club.
I don't see what harm there is leaving him in. Like, they're in no competition.
Well, he lost to Wolves, Real Madrid, Brighton, Real Madrid again, now losing to Brentford at home. But then they've got Arsenal, Bournemouth, Forest, City, Man United, Newcastle, Oh, there's some hard.
Have they still not
around for
scored
another
yet?
I think they scored one against Brighton.
One goal
so
since
they've got
Lampard's
one
got
goal
in how many games?
in 1, 2,
Lads,
3, 4, 5 games. One goal.
It does not matter. The season is over. It does not matter if he loses all those games.
Do you not think I'm not disagreeing with you, but if you're a Chelsea fan, do you not want to see a little bit of fight towards the end of the season?
That's why they brought him in, because leaving Bruno, the incompetent Bruno, who's barely even a coach, never mind a manager. Frank Lampard is a manager. Let's not go overboard and crazy. He's a manager. He managed Chelsea. He did a good job at Chelsea, actually. And at Everton, like you say, like it's a tough
He's
job.
not a manager.
He
Clearly
is
not.
a manager.
I really respect your optimism.
He's a player in charge of a team.
I don't know, because he's had a few coaching jobs now, and I think I think he's a manager, but whether he's a good manager is another thing. I don't know, because I worry about his career after this, because Steven Gerrard, all right, he had a good one in Scotland. It then didn't go well at Villa, and it looks even worse for him after Unai Emery showing him how it's fucking done.
Yep.
Does Frank Lampard have to go back to the Championship and get more skills? Because I feel like a Premier League team, to give him a job now, would have to be mental.
He's lost respect in football. No player at any level.
That's a great point.
No player at any level is going to look at him and feel like, listening to you is guaranteed to improve my anything.
Facts.
The only person that's improved under him is Mason Mount. This is a part of the problem, and this is why I just say football's full of nonsense, is the fact that the evidence says that he isn't good enough, and we're still having people or sections of anyone saying that but the circumstances and what he needs, and it's been tough. He is not equipped to manage a football team on any level.
No, from listening,
there's no evidence.
This you are speaking like Frank Lampard got Everton relegated. Okay, if Sean Dyche keeps Everton,
he tried.
You're going to say same old.
Really
Sean
hard.
Dyche. He kept them up, man. They beat Man United and Chelsea towards the end of the season.
The amount of interviews I've seen of him where he looks like a clueless oaf, even if he isn't. It's about how he is perceived. We've seen it with Steve Bruce. You can only have a certain amount of press conferences where you keep coming out looking like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here.
Disheveled.
And as footballers, they pick up on that.
Yeah.
So footballers need to be able to believe when you say to me, you're better than this, you're that. Okay, boss, okay. Frank Lampard doesn't have a good poker face. He shows everything on his face. You read him like a book. Then there was this one clip that really rings true where the fan comes up to him before his last game at Everton. Good luck, Frank. Yeah, I believe in you. Frank looks like he's on his way to a funeral, man. He literally looks like, I'm fucked. I'm getting sacked at the end of the day, pal. But he goes, cheers, mate. Yeah. And it's like, but there's only, his confidence as a manager is destroyed. I can see it on him. Yeah. So how the fuck are you going to raise anyone's confidence when you yourself look broken?
I reckon he should humble himself and go down to League One.
League One.
Or Scottish football. I think that could give him
why not? Why not? Or do a Wrexham. Start off in non-league and kind of just see where you land,
I don't think any of them are going to take him. He just needs to take a seat.
No, he should become an assistant coach for somebody else.
No,
he should. No, I reckon he should.
Why? Why are we affording him all of these luxuries?
No,
I said, he was lucky to even have that Derby job, right?
Yeah.
Then he gets even luckier and gets a Chelsea job. Then goes down to Everton. Now he gets interim Chelsea again. And now we're talking about he should get to be number. Why is he getting any of this? What has he done?
He did okay at Chelsea, though. He got them to the top 4 of the transfer ban. And he got them to the FA Cup final.
Boring.
Whose side are you even on?
No,
Boring.
I do think he did all right at Chelsea, but it's like...
We just like him because he's Frank Lampard. That's what it is. That's all it is.
Gasman.
That's how he's Frank Lampard. We like him. We want him to do well. He talks very well. He's very intelligent.
There is a massive vendetta against Frank
You
Lampard.
don't even know his style of play. You don't even know what his philosophy is. Tell me what his philosophy is.
That's a really good point.
Tell me what his philosophy is. You tell me what
I
his
ain't got a
philosophy is.
clue what fucking Frank Lampard's philosophy is.
No one knows. He don't even know.
He doesn't even know.
That's why the players don't listen to him, because he doesn't even know.
Scottish football is interesting. He could go to Celtic where Postecoglou goes. I wouldn't.
I mean, respectfully, I could go to Celtic and probably win the league.
The one thing I'd give him, though, is Everton is a basket case of a football club, and I defy anyone, even Sean Dyche is showing, fuck me, this is hard.